Hey, what's up? Welcome to the very first clip, or if you're listening, audio of the mandatory. I'm Shantelle Chan, joined alongside Bryan Fonseca from Queens.
Queens, New York, not Queens anywhere else. Thank you
I
for
didn't.
that.
Is there another Queens elsewhere? I
I think in
wonder.
Australia, I think there's a Queensland.
We
No,
know
you
you're
know.
not from Australia, man. You don't have no accent. Come on now. Brian from Queens, not Australia. Let's make that clear, y'all. But it's true. Brian and I have decided to come together to give you a combat sports show. We're mainly going to focus on boxing, but we're going to have interviews with people from the combat sports space. Also, if you know Brian and I, we like to dabble in some betting. So we're going to let you know some of the best fights to bet on, what the best odds are. We're going to give you all of that. But most importantly, Brian, we've been talking about doing this for a minute and we're almost really close to launching.
We've legitimately been talking about and planning the show for months, and it is finally here. And we have a couple of distributors. So this is how this is going to work for people who are following along. First and foremost, the audio version. So the podcast version of this. By the way, this is not a podcast, this is a show. I want to make that distinction because I'm tired of the word podcast. But the podcast version of this show will be on the Fan Sided Podcast Network, and they will be carrying the audio. The video component will be carried in multiple places. One, by Fight Hype. If you know boxing, you know Fight Hype. They have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. There will be clips from the show, particularly from interviews distributed on Fight Hype's platforms. And secondly, our own platforms, because how do you start a combat sports show without having your own YouTube channel and without having your own social media? You can follow us on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok at the mandatory TKO. That is the mandatory TKO. You could obviously follow Chantelle's channels. You can follow my channels. Chantelle is at Shantelle Chan, and the S is there on Twitter, but
Yo,
it's
there's
not on
another
Instagram.
Chantel channel on Twitter. She don't even use Twitter, but
Yeah.
had to come up with another handle. You know what I'm saying? But it's easy.
That pissed me off. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, because I tagged that channel before by accident, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot the S. And then you got me at Bryan Fonseca NY. The Y is in Brian, not the I, and also the NY for New York. And our own YouTube channel is going to be at the mandatory. You can find that. It'll be the mandatory show. Full episodes will be on our YouTube channel along with clips and other things. So we're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be talking about betting, occasionally drift off into non-boxing things when, big things happen in MMA world and perhaps even wrestling. But for the most part, we're going to look to stay on point, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing so in the world of combat sports.
So shout out to Fansided, shout out to Fight Hype. And if you already haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. Make sure you also hit that follow button and stay tuned because we got some exciting things on the way.